I see people, they have these, and they take their brush and they dip it in there, more water on it. By the time they get it soft enough to where they can use it, they've worn their brush out. Put fresh paint down to paint. These should just be for little bits of color you need somewhere. Fresh paint all the time. If you don't do it that way, you're never going to have darks, you're never going to have brightness in your colors, nothing. Now, another little hint. I've got $200 brushes sitting at home in the cabinet, not being used. This, hardware store, $1. The best brushes going. They develop character after a while. You can stick them in your pocket. They come out better. When they're really old, you actually don't need any more earth tones because they're all in it. Seriously, it's just wonderful brushes. You know, they just make all sorts of. After a while, you learn you can fill them with all kinds of different paint. You don't even look. Cars, trees, people, everything's in there. It's like, why do all this work? These will help you. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to put some paint out here. Actually, I'm going to tell you the truth. I have no idea what I'm going to do right now. No idea. So, but we have to start with the color, so I'm going to start with some French ultramarine. If I can get it open. Fire. You have to excuse all my scars. We have a new puppy, not puppy, he's a year old, but he still acts like he's a puppy. And it's Muggs 4.
Got another year to go.
Yeah, so we have Muggs 3 and Muggs 4 right now in there. Keeping me busy. Okay, I'm going to use some of that. Let me think what I want to do. All right, I'll do something like that. I don't know if any of you buy paints, watercolors. If you go to Cheap Joe's back east, you can get tubes this size of the same color. It's compared for half the price that some of these Winsor Newton and other ones are. Now, not all of them work. You know, there's some that his are really bad, but some of them are just this. It's exactly the same thing. Works. So you study it and look at it, you can save yourself a lot of money.
So that's his brand?
It's called Cheap Joe, and it's called American Journey. Is the name of this stuff. But like his burnt sienna, don't buy it. That's really bad.
Is it grainy or something?
Pardon me?
Is it grainy?
It's like a different color.
Oh.
Yeah.
What grade of paper did you use?
I'm using 140 arches, and I think usually I have. Where's my
Cold press?
No, it's yeah, cold press. But usually I have bright white, but this is I think the regular.
All those pictures you showed, are they approximately the same size?
A lot of the big landscapes, were this size. Some of the other little things were smaller. You know, I had this thing where, you know, if I paint big, then I have to paint small. Another time, if I use red one time, I have to use green the next. You know, if I use a big brush, then I have to go to a small brush. And it's like, I don't know why that is. It's something to do with my wife, I'm sure.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but in order to speed things up, let's hold our questions to the end, if that's all right.
Party.
It's his job description.
Who elected you?
What? Sure, I think the fix was in on that one.
Oh, it'll be okay.
So that's. You get some really nice effects with this. It's a little technique, I call it. Trick is you have to do it before it dries, so the light's coming from here, so let's move it here. Make that one a bigger one. If anybody wants to come up and do this, I'll let them do it.
Are you using the new board, the Watercolor board? Is that one?
You can, that works good. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Somewhere here. Nice thing about this, if you don't like something, you can take it out too. See how much work this is? My wife gets really upset when I say that. Just don't tell them. Little does she know I've been conning her all these years.
Using it that dry, you don't have to stretch the paper either.
Right. That's right. So all you want to do on these other parts is just kind of get some textures and things happening. So it looks like a rock, doesn't it? But then you end up using two to paint.
Good, I'm not getting paid for this.
Yeah, you have two options. You know, you can either do a sky first or later. Tonight, since there's not a lot of time and I don't have a high hair dryer with me, I could have laid in a real nice transparent sky first and then done this. Because now I've got this on here, what I would do is I would put an opaque sky in, one that where I can get up next to this and cut around it and not have it run, and do that type of thing. And it would also keep with the consistency, probably with the paintings looking like right now.
It just gets even.
You do get dirty doing this.
I think you get dirty doing just about any kind of paint.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm going to do with this here. Put another one in there.
So you're using the flat of the blade so it doesn't cut the paper.
Right.
Could you use a palette knife for that?
You could use a palette knife, you can use credit cards, you can use pocket knives, you can do everything. I've just used that size blade for a long time, and it's worked out well with me. Okay, let's put some over here. Use 2 tubes of paint on that chunky.
Now you'll have to make masterpiece out of
What?
that. You have to start for a new masterpiece.
What did I do?
Very just.
I'm painting orange and they have blue on my damn.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I put some glue down, but I don't know how I got it on me. I'm tripping. Okay. Do we have a trash can around here?
Right over here.
There's a little here. What?
What did you say? Sunset or sunrise.
Now I gotta get more paint again.
Wow.
Yeah, this is doing like a oil painting.
Temper with every degree of translucency.
Right. It does.
Did you add a brown matter to that?
You could, I'm just keeping it simple right now.
Just
You
those
can
two
you can
colors.
add all sorts of things to it, whatever you
It
want.
just looks so much more purple, I thought you added another.
You mean this?
Yeah.
This is that burnt scarlet, has a red look to it. And creates something there.
Wow.
Everything's looking the same. I gotta get something bigger here.
Wow, that's amazing.
All right, I'm gonna let that dry for a second. And in the meantime, I have to run to the restroom.
Hold that thought.